Good evening, good morning, and good day, everyone. So, today we're going to discuss something very important in our modern world, and that is economic globalization. This topic is very relevant because it influences almost every part of our daily lives, from the clothes we wear to the food we eat and to the gadgets and technology we use every single day. Globalization isn't just a theory we study in class, it is something we actually experience without even realizing it. So, what exactly is economic globalization? Economic globalization refers to the process in which of different countries become more connected and interdependent. In the past, countries were more isolated, focused mainly on their local resource, but today, because of advances in technology, communication, and transportation, it has become much easier for countries to trade goods and services to exchange investment and to share knowledge across borders. In short, globalization is making the world feel smaller like one big marketplace. Let me give you an example. Think about your smartphone. Even though you may have bought it here or in your own country, the materials parts used to make it most likely come from all over the world. For like the design might be from the United States, the screen could be produced in South Korea, the processor may be manufactured in Taiwan, and the final assembly could be done in China. And after all that, it is shipped to your country for you to buy, and that is globalization in action. And it shows how no single country produces everything completely on its own anymore. So let's move on to the next point, the positive and negative effects of globalization. Okay, for the positive side, let us look for the positive side of globalization. One of the biggest advantage in increase is increased opportunities through globalization. Local businesses can expand and sell their products to larger international markets. This means even smaller company in one country has the chance to reach customers in another part of the world. Another positive effect is how uh, job creation. When foreign companies invest in a country, they often open factories, offices, and service centers, which provide employment to local workers. And however, though, globalization isn't always beneficial, and there are also a negative effect. One of the problem is the loss of local identity. Small and traditional businesses sometimes cannot compete with larger international companies that sell cheaper mass produced products. This can result in the decline of local industries and even the loss of cultural product. Another issue is economic dependency. If a country relies too much on import goods or not on foreign investors, then any problem in the global economy, such as financial crisis, can immediately affect its stability. So, let's now talk about the multinational and transnational companies because they are the key players in globalization. A multinational company is a business that operates in many different countries but still keeps its headquarters and main decision making in its home country. A good example is Coca Cola. It is sold almost everywhere in the world, but the core decisions and strategies still come from the United States. On the other hand, national company works a bit differently. It also operates in many countries, but its branches are more independent and adapt to local markets. They do not rely heavily on headquarters or in one country. Unilever is an example of this because it has offices and operations in many different nations, and those offices have the authority to make decisions that fit their specific local markets. The main differences is the multinational companies are more centralized, while the transnational companies are more decentralized and flexible. So the big question for us to reflect on this is, does globalization help your country more than it harms it? There's no single correct answer because it depends on how each country manages the opportunities and challenges. What matters is understanding that globalization is shaping the world and the world we live today, and being aware of it helps us make smarter choices for the future. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this lesson has given you a deeper understanding of economic globalization. Goodbye.